Apologies for the appalling light. It's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm just inside. But we just had a a very big, possibly single lamb. Mummy and lamb are in the barn right next to the cottage now, and I'll have inserted some clips of that before or after this. Excuse me. So it's just all going to start really happening now, probably. So I will go back. So it's 3:30 now, or maybe it's closer to 4, but I'll go back out at 5 and have another check again. And then Susanna will take over. She'll go out at 6. So just in that hour, I was working on a pair of slippers, house slippers for the house. Oh, this is what happens when you have 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, I finished those, so I'll show you that tomorrow when there's light. And I just thought, okay, now it's time to cast on a project, but not a complicated one. I'm just going to cast on for a pair of mitts. And there's actually a pattern called the lambing mitts, and it's a free pattern. I'm just going to look at that and see what that is. But I know I can just do really simple mitts. But I kind of want to do the ones that are called the lambing mitts because I'm lambing. So that's my plan at 3:30, 4 a.m. in the morning. I seem to be doing pretty well. I probably need to speak up, but I'm trying not to talk too loud because I think Susanna is having her nap now because, of course, she was up with me for part of the time last night when the lamb was actually being born. But I've got, if you didn't see that before, when I first came out, I had that. And my yarns, maybe they'll show up better now. This is going to be a mess. This is going to be my next project, which is going to be a pair of mitts for lambing. And I started last night using the pattern called lambing mitts. It's a free pattern on a website that really last lambing season a lovely viewer emailed me about it, and so I've marked it ever since and been like, I want to make that. But I started last night, but yeah, doing that at 4:30 in the morning is a bad idea. So I only got a little ways. I've unwound it. So what I'm going to do is actually this is some of Susanna's yarn. This is from the sheep on the farm here, and it's spun down the road at Cushendale Woolen Mills in this lovely little village called Graignamanagh. And there's been a woolen mill there since the 1200s when the monks had it. Well, it hasn't been in continuously, but this family has had it for several generations now. So yeah, it's really special. And that mill also spins Irish wool, and they spin the Galway breed as well, and they have done for years and years, even before the Galway Wool Co-op really got together. So they have their own Galway breed farmers that they already have contract with. So yeah, that's a lovely mill, and they spin Susanna's sheep yarn, and spin and weave her blankets. So this is about a DK weight. I'm going to hold that together with another really special yarn from a small farm. This is Corriedale breed. This is Svartblas breed. I don't know if I said that. So it's a natural dark chocolate brown sheep wool. And then this is Carrie's from of my wool mitten in Michigan in the US. So we're in Ireland, in County Kilkenny. I normally live in County Clare in Ireland, but I'm here to help with the lambing. If you're new, and my name is Susan. Did I say that? My name is Susan, and I'm here with my retired border collie. He's a sheepdog. His name is Shep, and so he's not working. He's just keeping me company. But normally I live in the hills of County Clare with my partner Tom and Shep and our other rescue dog, Mimi, who was dumped in our area. So she seems to be a Labrador mix. Anyway, she's a lot of fun too. And yeah, so that's just a quick wee bit about that. So this is Carrie's own sheep, the Corriedale breed that mill, and it is spun by a mill near her, and it's woven with or spun with some multicolor sparkle. And we did a trade of yarn and fleet lambing brain, I'm sorry. Oh, here comes the herd. We did a trade of, I sent her some fiber and hello, everyone. Hello.
I need to plug in my phone. It's not backing up.
Oh.
That broadband is slow, and I've got more fire newspaper for you.
Okay.
And it's not Ginger, it's Dior.
Dior.
I always mix that
Who's
Ginger and Dior up.
Is Dior the one with the scar?
Yes.
Oh, did she lamb?
Yes.
Oh, great. We need to do lambing talk. I'll leave a link down below for my other YouTube channel, Wild Cottage Ireland, where you can see that lambing video. As you can see, I'm wearing my favorite sort of autumn and spring jumper for going out and doing a bit of work. And you can see it that mohair is peeled a bit because I've just seriously on those seasons and during the winter sometimes as well, I've just worn it and worn it and worn it. And the Drop Dead Freddy or the Drop Dead Freddy's jumper by Katt Weaver. And she has a podcast here on YouTube as well about knitting and her other endeavors. And yeah, it's a really nice pattern. It's a loose gauge, so you can do, like, this is fingering with mohair and then mohair singly, but you could do different things. And it's a drop shoulder construction. Look, I need to fix that. That's just where I didn't pick up correctly and then just didn't notice it, and have noticing it now that I'm wearing it all the time, when I wear it all the time, and just say, I must fix that. Anyway, but yeah, so it's really nice. So what I'm doing at the minute is, I'm not sure what I've shown you, but I know I haven't shown you this. I'm doing the Lucky Dip cowl with Kate of Hawthorne Cottage Craft, and she podcasts up in Northern Ireland, so here on the island of Ireland. So definitely check out her podcast. And my Lucky Dip, which is, you just stick a lot of your single sort of 100 gram skeins, or if you have like a sock set that equals up to about 100 grams, those kind of random skeins into a bag, and each month you pull one out. And this one for April was a very old one of mine, and it's actually in acrylics. That's a lovely color. This is what it's called. I don't really remember where it came from, but it is a sport weight, so it's just under, it's 294 meters in the 100 grams. So I'm kind of looking for something. I'm not sure what I want to make of it. At first I was thinking maybe I'd make really long, sort of like wrist warmers that I could wear like this, with a like a short sleeve top that would add a splash of color. I'm just kind of looking. I know the Easy Goes It, which is a free pattern here on Ravelry, and I made a lot of that shawls. It's by Finicky Creations, is the designer's name. I mean, not their given name, but and there is a DK weight and a fingering weight, and I've made both versions, and it really does help stretch out your yarn, and it's a nice pattern. So I haven't decided, but if you have like, I don't want to make a hat. It is something that I'll be wearing sort of this time of year, or it could come out in summer, because summer in Ireland is generally not warm. So it could come out in summer in the evening, or like when it's breezy like this, and that could just go over my shoulders. So I'm kind of thinking about that Easy Goes It pattern. I forgot to tell you, this morning I was up again at like 8:30 to let Sheppy out for a pee, and a bee, just a lovely, let me show you. Oh, she flew off. She was on the violet, but she flew right up to the camera, like she was on the phone. Oh, my face, you don't want to see my face that close. She was sitting on the edge of the phone. Anyway, yeah, I took Sheppy out at 8:30 a.m. to have a pee and to have his medicine and his breakfast. And then I went back to bed. But when I was out here, I saw the first swallow. I think I heard a couple in the barn, or maybe it was just the one, but I'll go look. So yay, summer's officially here. Look, I just started knitting, And of course, he was over there. This is of Mitt asleep. And now they have a sixth sense, some of these cats that enjoy knitting. Oh, okay, well that's okay. Are you gonna lay down behind me? Will you? Sheppy. Will you let me knit? Yeah, chances of that. Chance will be a fine thing. Let me try to knit while I can. So Oven Mitt slept up here very nicely as I did my bit of knitting. So this is the Boom Shawl by eimear Earley, who is an Irish designer. So this will qualify for the Irish Cow 2023, which runs until June, like the 3rd of June or so. And I think I've shown you the yarn already. Now I'm adapting this pattern. So it's a boomerang shawl, great pattern for a new knitter. Like if you know how to do the knit stitch and then you just watch a YouTube to learn how to do a knit two together and a knit front and back, you can do this. I've added a few eyelets in, and I'm also slipping the first stitch purlwise just to give this edge, and here's the eyelets. Just because I want to, and but the pattern is, I think it was specifically written so for hand spun, which is great. It's a great sort of mindless pattern. It's only 2 different rows that you need to remember. You will quickly remember them, especially if you're an experienced knitter, and then you can, jazz it up with your own whatever you want to do, like I've done here. And I'm also knitting it on an 8mm needle with a sport weight yarn, which is just under 300 meters, simply because I just want to make it a bit bigger, that way it's using a larger needle. And because it's a springtime shawl or summertime, for it to be light and airy is fine. And so I'll knit a bit more and see if I like the fabric, and if I don't, I'll pop down to a 6.5. Because the yarn is not going to plump up when I wash it, because it's an acrylic, it's not wool, so wool often, plump up that bit. But yeah, I'm happy with it, and it's a nice little knit that I don't have to think about when I have lambing brain. Isn't that right, Oven Mitt? Yeah, look at those eyes. Look at those beautiful green eyes. Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty. And you're lovely too. Yes, yep, you're lovely too. Alrighty, so it's 6:30 p.m. I'm starting to get tired. I'm having that sort of slump because my body is adjusting to the night shift. That is the most fantastic little footrest. It's made out of Zwartblas wool, and it really looks like a real sheep now because of, all of us putting our feet on it, and I really need it for rest of my feet, for my back, so I use it a lot. So Susanna always brings it out to me. It has got lots of hay and stuff in it now, just like a real sheep. What do you think? That's the only kind of sheep Sheppy likes nowadays. That's the only sheep he wants to be close to. And so Oven Mitt is curled up, and I shall make a fire, and I shall sit here and have my soup and watch some YouTube and do some knitting. And this is the fleece, the Clador fleece that I brought. So Susanna and I will get a little video done. A friend is called over to her now, so they're chatting. And they brought the mammy that had twins this afternoon out in the field, which I didn't film because when she had them, I was resting my back. And then Susanna and the friend went and brought them up. I said I would just stay here and chill out. But look at this part of the Clador. That's looking really nice. So Susanna is on the committee that's helping bring back this very rare, very, very rare Irish breed to bring back the bloodline more strongly because there are only about 35 left. And I think, or either there's a few more that are the Clador type, and there are only 35 that can actually have enough Clador blood to be very successful in breeding them back. But actually, I could be just talking, rubbish. So Susanna will talk to you about it. So we got some of these fleeces. They are just in a jumble. Anyways, sure most of you probably don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to explain it very well with lambing brain. But yes, so I'm hoping what I'm here will skirt it a bit. Susanna will talk about it. I'll wash some of it and spin some of it as well. That might be a bit ambitious. If I don't do it while I'm here, I'll definitely do it home at Wild Cottage, because in June is a Rare Breeds conference and I'm to present my thoughts on having spun the wool and knitted with it. And then Sandra King will do it the same for weaving with it, and Sandra Marshall will do the same for felting with it, which she has already started, and she said it's felting really well. So exciting days. So it's 9 p.m. Suzanne's having a rest because she's been so busy. A lot of visitors today as well. And of course, ow! Ow! Look, a bramble got me. Ebony is straight over for her scritch because she's in here now. Because if you remember, she got put in to keep Dior company as she lambed. So, yeah. So, Ebony is... I got the light on the phone. It's probably not her favorite. And there's a lady I'm kind of keeping my eye on. I'll go over there and have another look in a minute. She's not really doing anything actively, but I just want to have a look. Hello, bet this is Judy. Yeah, Judy's second in the queue for a scritch. Yeah, Judy. Good girl. Judy, are you in training to be a midwife? Would you like to be a midwife to the other sheep? Because you are just right in there. I can see the scratch on her there. That's much healed up now. So that was just last night. She just got a little scratch somehow. Maybe it could have even been, from rubbing her head against there. So just so you all know, it's okay.